Hey guys, Monochrome here. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. Genuinely good to have you. Got a book review for you guys today. However, unlike my other book reviews, this one is not going to be about a specific book or a specific title, despite what you guys see in front of you now. This is going to be a review of a series of books, or as you can see, gun guides. Now, what these are basically instruction manuals regarding individual firearms, as well as a set of reloading manuals. However, the gun manuals and the reloading manuals are separate. It's not like you're getting everything in one book. This particular gun guide deals with GLOCK pistols, and as you can see by the title, you know exactly what you're getting. Disassembly, cleaning, lubrication, and reassembly for all models Gen 1 through Gen 5. Like I said, these gun guides, each one deals with a specific firearm make and model. And there are separate gun guides that deal with reloading. So let's take a look at what you get with one of these. First of all, as you can see, you do not get any fancy, expensive leather binding. You don't get any fancy, expensive paper that feels like very thin silk and will last several hundreds upon hundreds of years without disintegrating on you. Oh no. What you get is very inexpensive paper, soft cover, also made out of inexpensive paper, and this particular spine also very, very inexpensive. But that means that the cost cutting measures are passed on to you, the buyer, the consumer. Each one of these, well, most of these, for one gun guide, $8. Not even joking. $8. Obviously, if you order it online, yeah, you're gonna have to pay shipping and handling. And this is one of those things where, depending on what site you buy it from, the shipping and handling might actually cost more than the guide itself. But yeah, $8. So let's take a look at another advantage besides price. Due to this inexpensive spine, this guide will actually lay flat on a table when you open it. Now, because this is a guide instead of a novel or something else like that, that means you can take your GLOCK pistol, you can have it in front of you, and you can start disassembling it with this book turned to the right page, laying flat off to the side. So as you're working on your pistol, there's your guide, open, laying flat, and you're good. Now, these guides, they don't contain any political BS. They don't contain any theories about how to use firearms. None of that nonsense. What they do contain, at least on the inside cover of this particular guide, and I'm sure the same thing applies to others, is a bunch of legalese, meaning legal disclaimers, such as, we're providing you with information. If you misuse or abuse the information and you get hurt or you cause someone else to get hurt, we're not legally responsible. Stuff like that. You'll find all of that on the inside front cover. Afterwards, though, straight to the point with no BS. No theories, no political garbage, no toxic gun community nonsense, none of that. This guide is basically meat and potatoes, no fancy garnish or experimental culinary side dishes. Meat and potatoes only. Now, I will say that the illustrations as well as the black and white photos are amazing. Absolutely amazing. I have a personal private library filled with all types of books. And normally when it comes to things like survival manuals or pretty much any type of manual that I have in my collection, I hate seeing black and white photos. The black and white photos that I'm used to are either, well, they range anywhere from absolute garbage, why did you even bother including the photos in your book, to barely, and I mean barely decent at best. That is definitely not the case with these gun guides. I was blown away at how clear the illustrations are and how sharp and crisp the black and white photos are. Here, let me show you. Here's an example of the illustrations. I mean, absolutely clear, easy to see. Honestly, my camera is not doing this book justice. What I'm looking at over the camera is 10 times clearer than what you guys are seeing on camera. So you're gonna have to take my word for it. This illustration is amazingly clear, amazingly sharp, just excellent. For some odd reason, it's not looking remotely as good on my camera as it does in real life. Let's take a look at black and white photos. Okay. Now, these are coming out a little bit more true to form, but again, in real life, these black and white photos are so much better, so much crisper and clearer than what you're seeing on, well, through the lens of my camera. But again, even through the lens of my camera, these black and white photos are just absolutely amazing. I've been collecting books for over 20 years, and I gotta tell you, the black and white photos in these gun guides are the absolute best I have ever seen. Like, there's not a single book that I've ever encountered in the past that even comes close to what you're seeing here, or what you would see in real life if you had one of these guides in front of you. And again, as you can see, absolutely lays flat. Now, some of you might be saying, well, that's great and everything, and the price is certainly right, but why would I need one of these? For those of you who own GLOCK pistols, you're probably thinking, yeah, I can just grab the manual that came with my firearm. Why do I need something like this? Well, a lot of gun shops have mentioned, at least online, that the number one pistol return that they're getting from panic buyers. Give you one guess what it happens to be. Why? Because the average person wants a manual safety on their auto pistol, and not just one located on the face of the trigger like you have with Glock pistols. Yeah, the average person who's not very well skilled, not very well trained, not very well educated when it comes to defensive shooting, they want manual safeties on their guns. And a lot of them end up buying Glock pistols because instructors say, oh, you must have one. Well, no, you don't. But they don't do their research. They just go out, they get the gun, and then they realize quickly, I want a manual safety. I don't feel comfortable. So currently, a lot of gun shops, if their proprietors are honest, they'll tell you Glock pistols, number one return pistol. And, you know, sometimes when it's returned, oh, hey, where's the manual? Oh, I'm sorry, I lost it. Great. Well, if you pick up a secondhand Glock and there's no manual, now you're covered. This thing will cover everything regarding Glock pistols. Full disclosure, because I promised you guys blatant honesty, I personally don't own a Glock pistol. The reason why I bought this guide is because I thought it would make a good review on my channel, and I still believe that. But some of you might still be skeptical. It's like, hey, I've got the manual. I really don't need this. Well, okay, maybe you don't need the manual for your Glock pistol, but maybe you need the manual for your M1 that you picked up from a private owner. Yeah, it probably didn't come with a manual. Well, there's a gun guide for that, whether it's the carbine or the Garand. Maybe you need a manual for your classic, inexpensive SKS rifle that you picked up at a gun show or a surplus store. I mean, honestly, yeah, those don't come with manuals. And that's just 3 examples. There's a whole bunch of gun guides that focus on individual firearms. Classic ones, modern day ones, and yes, even reloading guides, separate ones for various calibers. So yeah, if you've got that M1 Garand that maybe you inherited or you bought at a gun show, yeah, I seriously doubt it came with a manual. Now you're covered. So there you go. Oh, I do have specs in the description box below. Not a lot of specs, but I do have them. Go check it out. Okay, guys, I hope you enjoyed this review. Please continue to stay safe. I'll see you soon.